questions in history is where exactly was the Holy Temple in Jerusalem? Where was it exactly located? Where can you put your finger was the Holy of Holies within a couple of feet? Well, people have ideas. My brother has ideas on where the temple stood, and he has reasons why these ideas are valid. Robert, will you tell us some of these reasons about the temple?
What you're going to see is something that is very, very unique, because this procedure I'm going to show you has never been done before. I will start by showing there's a rock, and in the rock, which is in Jerusalem on the Temple Mount, there is a natural cave. There is a natural wall or scarp that runs here at a certain angle. The temple axis runs over the natural cave from a certain point, which I have labeled L. It's at the end of the natural scarp here. And this axis line is the axis of all the temple features. We have a fence. There is a fence by the rock that makes a slight bend. The bend is at the point L. What has happened is the Muslims have taken the rock without cutting it and have put the fence parallel to the scarp, so that you could see in the fence where the point of bend is. If you were to look down at the rock, you would actually see the rock has a bow shape to it. As if you look in the picture, you can see that there's a bow shape, and that bow shape is marking the axis of the temple. Now, there is a depression on the rock that Leon Rittmeyer believes is where the Ark of the Covenant stood. But I am going to show that that depression in the rock was actually a feature that was made after the Dome of the Rock building was built. What they did is they took strings and they ran the strings from corners of the four piers that hold up the dome. And the points where the strings intersect become points of that depression. When I go into detail on the temple, I will show how this was done, and we'll go into more detail on that. But what I'm going to show you is something that is different from what Leon Rittmeyer has worked on, and the site of the Holy of Holies is not where he places it. I want to now put this picture up. This was done with a measuring cord. The measuring cord had to be a specific length. The length of the cord is 500 cubits, and 312.5 cubits. In other words, they made a cord at a ratio of 8 to 5. This 8 to 5 triangle, because what they were laying out is a triangle, is a sacred ratio called the golden mean. It is close to a number that the ancients used called the golden mean, and it is a triangle of 8 8 to 5 creates that triangle. Then they went to the spot marked L, and they went in at a right angle 10 cubits. And at that point, 10 cubits, they put the whole triangle. So this is the point marked I. This point I is 1/4 the length of this line. This is 1/4 of the way. In other words, 1/4 to here and 3/4 to here. We're also going to divide the triangle into 8 parts. I have marked them 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, 6x, 7x, 8x. And here to here is 5x. When this is done, there's a point here of the triangle, which is marked point A. You see point A. And from here, a triangle, a square, a perfect square of 500 cubits on each side can be made. 500, 500, 500, 500, 500. The Talmud says that the that the temple area was a square of 5 cubits on each side. It was called the Har Habayit. Lean Rittmeyer has discovered a square area that is 500 cubits on each side, and this is exactly his square. This is the Rittmeyer square to the millimeter. So this corner of the square is the point, the northeast corner of the great square. So by using this system and using a measuring cord, a piece of basically string, divided into by this manner over the cave, because the cave would be here, they were able to lay out the area of the Har Habayit.